Hello, good morning. Welcome to today's session. Today I'm going to be talking about comparison between crop cultivation and um livestock farming. So, as an entrepreneur, if you're interested in investing either in crop or animals, and you have been contemplating which one is better, maybe from my own argument or from my own point of view, you maybe take a decision. So I prefer to invest in crop farming to animals farming. And I have my reasons why I prefer to invest in crop farming. One of the reasons is because crops give you that privilege and advantage of having sustainable assets. That is, if you invest in long-term crops like cocoa, uh, oil palm trees, cashew, pear, and so many other long-term crops, they gives you that advantage of having a generational asset. That is, those crops can stay and be generating money for you for a period of maybe 50 to 100 years. So that is one of the reasons why I prefer crop cultivation to animals, because there is no any animal that can give you that advantage or that privilege of generating money from that particular animal for a period of 50 or 100 years. So you can see one of the advantages of crop to animals is the sustainability of how it stays and generates money for you. Then the second point is time of management. So I prefer crops because it gives you time to do other activities. That is, it does not take so much of your attention. If you invest in crops, you have that advantage of it just checking or managing your crops for a limited time. Let's take a yam farm for instance. If you plant yams, you can decide to go to your yam farm for maybe 15 days for the whole year, and at the end of the year you can have your expected results of harvest. But in animals, you can't keep animals for 1 year and say you want to go there for just 15 days for the whole year. So it's not possible. So crop is that sector that can actually gives you that privilege of making money, of making your assets possible even without going there frequently. So as some authors, business authors will call it, an asset that enables you to generate passive income. That is, you can generate money from crops even without going to the farm always. But if it is animals, you must have to go there always to um, take care of the animals. Then another aspect is the third point why I prefer crops to animals is that it is very economical to start. To invest in crops, you can go into crops with a little money. Like this is Nigeria. You can start with a minimum of, a minimum of 200,000 naira and set up a farm. Let's go with our yam example. If you are going into yam farm, for instance, with 200,000, it will be possible for you to set up a 1,000 heaps. You can plant 1,000 seedlings of yams if you are into crops. With 200,000, you can start, and then at the end of the harvest, you can make, let's say, 300% profit of your investment, 300% returns of your investment. So then, comparing it to animals, you can't. I don't think there's any animal that you can go into and invest with 200,000 and get a good result. So it is very economical to start because you can start with a little amount of money, as in Nigeria as little as 200k. It can give you 1,000 heaps and you plant it, and at the end of harvest there is possibility of, because right now in the market there is no tuber of yam that is less than 2,000 naira, and I'm sure with one, if you plant 1,000 seedlings you can harvest and have up to 500 tubers of yams. So if you point your calculator 2,000 by 500, that is already 1,000,000 naira. So you can see how it's economical to start, and it has a high possibility of generating profit. That's let's take that one for the fourth advantage. You can start small, you can put in small, but it has it has potential and possibility of generating high returns. So that is the fourth point. It generates high returns. So if you go into crops, you can put in little capital, but the returns are always high compared to animals. So if you go into, let's say poultry for instance, and you to put up if you have 1,000 beds, you can't use 200,000 and set 1,000 beds. But in crops, you can use 200,000 and plant 1,000 seedlings and make a maximum profit. Then the fifth point why I prefer crops is market availability for the product. So the product of crops has a larger market demand. People demand for it more than the animals products. For instance, if you produce rice, let's take rice this time around. If you produce rice, like 500 bags of rice, produce 500 bags of rice, and the other man who is into piggery has 500 pieces of pigs, and you give them a period of, let's say, 2 weeks to set off their products, you will realize that a man who has 500 bags of rice will finish selling before the man who sells 500 pieces of pigs. So you see, the market demand for crop products is better, is higher. Or maybe you are producing palm oil. If you produce 500 gallons of palm oil, you can sell it within 2 hours. As easy as it sounds, you can sell it within 2 hours. There is high demand for it. But it's not possible to sell 1,000 bags or 500 bags within 2 hours. It's not possible. So that is one of the advantages. The market availability for crops products is always higher. So let me pause a little. Okay, welcome back. So if today is your first day of coming across my videos and you like what I'm doing and you find this video very educative and interesting, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. So if you have any question or if you have anything to say regarding this comparison, you can go to the comment section and raise your points. Maybe from there I can come back and do another video to answer your questions. Okay, thank you so much. Do well to comment, like and share. Thank you. Until next time.